Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to construct the unit circle in degrees. If you've completed the previous video, special triangles and reference angles, then today's lesson will be a lot easier for you. Alright, so just to remember, a circle here with radius 1. The x value at angle theta is called cos of theta, and the y value is called sine of theta. Alright, so we'll start with some easy points here. So at 0 degrees, the x value is 1 and the y value is 0. Here at 90 degrees, we notice the x value is 0 and the y value is 1. 180 degrees, the x is negative 1, the y value is 0. At 270 degrees, the x value is 0 and the y value is negative 1. Right? And so this is how we read it. Cos of 0 is 1. So the x value at angle 0 is 1. Cos of 90 equals 0. So at 90 degrees, the x value is 0. The x value, cos of theta, is 0. Right? Cos of 180, the x value at 180 is negative 1. Cos of 270, the x value at 270 is 0. Right, and so we have the same thing now, but except for the y values. So sine of 0 is 0, right? So at angle 0, the y value is 0. Right, sine of 90 equals 1. This is the y value at 90 degrees is 1. Right, sine of 180, the y value at 180 is 0. Sine of 270, the y value at 270 is negative 1. Right, at 270, the y value is negative 1. Okay, so from a special triangle here, root 2 over 2, root 2 over 2, and 1, this is at 45 degrees like that, we have values on our unit circle. So at 45 degrees, the x value is root 2 over 2, and the y value is root 2 over 2 as well. So we have reference angles here. So here we have another 45 degrees like that. And so this is 180 minus 45, which gives 135 like that. The y value remains positive, root 2 over 2. The x value, however, is now negative root 2 over 2. And so if we do that with all four angles, we get 45, 135, 225, and 315 like that. And so we notice here at 135, x value is negative, y value is positive. Here at 225, we notice x is negative and y is negative, like that. Here at 315, x is positive and y is negative, like that. All right, so just a little practice to read. Cos of 135, so the x value at 135 degrees is negative root 2 over 2. Right, so at 135 degrees, the x value is negative root 2 over 2. All right, so this next one, sine of 225. So you go to 225, and that's the y value, right? The sine is the y value. So 225, the y value is negative root 2 over 2, like that. All right, cos of 315. This means at 315, the x value is root 2 over 2. Sine 45, so you go to 45 degrees and you say, what is the y value? Because it's sine, right? Sine of 45 is the y. And so that gives root 2 over 2 like that. Okay, we have another special triangle that we saw like this. 30 degrees, 1 root 3 over 2 and a half like that. So we see that we can construct the same triangle over here, except now it's 180 minus 30, so that angle is 150. So we see here the y is still a half positive, but the x is negative, right? So negative root 3 over 2 like that. And so we can do that to all four angles, right? So we have 30, 150, 210, and 330 like that. And so we're going to do some examples here. So cos of 30. So we go to 30, and cos is the x value. So root 3 over 2 like that. That's our cos of 30. Sine of 150. So we go to 150. Y value is a half. So sine of 150 is a half. Cos of 210. Right? So we go to 210 and we look at the x value. So that's negative root 3 over 2 like that. Sine of 330, so we go to 330, and sine is the y value, which is negative a half, like that. Okay, here we have special triangle, except instead of here being 30, we're going to say here is 60, and the 30 degrees is up here. So it's still the same triangle, it's just written differently. So we have 1, a half, and root 3 over 2, like that. So here our reference angle is 60, right? So we go 180 minus 60 gives 120, like that. So we notice the x is negative here, the y is positive. So we do that to all four angles, 60, 120, 240, 300, like that. Example, cos of 60. So we go to 60, what is the x value, right? Cos is the x value, so it's a half. Cos of 60 is a half. Sine of 120. So we go to 120, we say what's the y value? Root 3 over 2, like that. So sine of 120, root 3 over 2. Cos of 240, so we go to 240, cos is the x value, so negative a half, like that. Sine of 300, we go to 300, what is the y value, which is negative root 3 over 2, like that. So you put all that together, and what we get is our unit circle. And so these are the upper values, and then these are the other lower values there. So this is very handy to have. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and let you copy the top half, and then I'll pause the video and you can copy the bottom half. So go ahead and pause the video and copy this top half. Okay. So now here's the bottom half. You want to go ahead and pause the video and copy that down. Okay, so that's our unit circle. And what we're going to do now is practice using the unit circle. Okay, so practice number 1, using the unit circle, determine the following. Okay, so here we have A to F, and so go ahead and pause the video and copy that down and answer it. Okay, we have a little more. If you want to go ahead and pause the video and answer that. Okay, so I'm going to do a few with you just to remind you how to use the unit circle. So we go cos of 315. So we go to our unit circle here, 315. Cos is the x value, so it's root 2 over 2, like that. Sine of 90. So we go to 90. Sine is the y value, so sine of 90 is 1, like that. Cos of 210. So we go to 210, cos is the x value, so it's negative root 3 over 2, right? So cos of 210, negative root 3 over 2. And you do that for the rest, etc., etc. So sine of 150 is a half, sine of 0 is 0, sine of 330, root 3 over 2, sine of 270, negative 1, cos of 300 is a half, cos of 60 is a half. And that's it. It's that easy. I'll see you guys in the next lesson.